everyone, welcome to my presentation for week 7 on conflict management and resolution design for MPA545 with Dr. James Curtis. In this presentation, I'll be summarizing the articles and videos that I found related to the topic, and I'll be going over the dispute resolution design and the training and education for my conflict scenario. In this article, the author talks about 3 different views on conflict. We talk about the traditional view of conflict, which saw conflict as negative, the behavioral contemporary view, which saw conflict as something that was natural, and the newest view, which is the interactionist view, which sees conflict as necessary in order to create innovation. And in this article, the author talks about understanding these views before you are able to manage conflict. The authors in this article conducted an 8-year study on integrated conflict management system, which places responsibility of conflict management directly on managers and employees. And this consists of preventing, managing, and resolving conflict within the organization before it escalates anywhere else. And in the article, they discuss about how conflict is costly, time consuming, and distracts, and that's why it's necessary to have a system in place. And they found that it was not the frequency of their conflict management meetings, but the quality of them that made a difference in handling the conflict. In this article, the authors focused on accurately diagnosing sources of different conflicts. So they talk about how conflict can be structural, cognitive, or psychogenic. They also talk about how dispute resolution needs to be tailored to address the underlying sources of conflict, and that's why integrated framework would be necessary to understand, diagnose, and resolve the conflict in practice. And they also touch upon the fact that integrated framework is important for education and training of new dispute resolution professionals. The key points in this video are that management equals control, and controlling conflict means understanding when to stop it or fuel it. And then it talks about educating yourself on the subject, educating your team, and then planning, which consists of measuring the conflict, and then the very end, communicating with your team how that conflict is going to be resolved. In this video, it talks about resolving workplace conflict and how it should consist of an in-person meeting and identifying issues respectfully, and then listening, trying to initiate a resolution by brainstorming. And if you can agree, that's great. If you can't, then there should be a third party brought in. And the main point is to keep your emotions in control so that you can communicate better. The conflict emerged in the circulation department of the library when a new library associate was transferred into this branch, and they found that a lot of the circulation policies that they followed at their previous branch were not the same as the one that they are in now. And so they find themselves trying to correct their colleagues and trying to tell them how the policy should be based on what their experience was at their previous branch. And this has upset other library associates who are used to the current branch's circulation policies and the way that they understand it. Dispute resolution design would be ICMS based, which is integrated conflict management system based, in order to be able to resolve it within the organization. So the first part of ICMS would be to prevent the conflict, and that would require having a circulation supervisor that has come from a lot of experience, a lot of background in different branches. So that would mean different circulation policies, and so they would have experience in being able to handle the kind of the shock of the different branches and how they're run when it comes to circulation. Next would be the management of the conflict, which would be through the level of intervention, which is informal discussion. And so the new library associate would be able to enter into an informal discussion, most likely a facilitated discussion, in which the supervisor, the circulation supervisor, can talk to the library associate alone, but then also in a group setting to be able to get them to where they need to be in the area of what the circulation policies are and understanding them and why they are different from the branch that they came from. Ideally, the conflict would be resolved within the organization at this point. If that were to not be the case, then the branch manager could be brought in and resolved through them as a third party. So that would be the next step. In the onboarding process, there would be 2 days of training regarding circulation policies so that library associates are able to be well informed on the policies. And also, this would give the opportunity to be able to ask questions on why they're different from other branches, or if there's it would give the circulation supervisor opportunity to be able to explain that to them. So this would hopefully eliminate the conflict in the later future because the library associate would not come in without an understanding of the circulation policies. Instead, they would be well informed so that their next step would be to just apply it. And so this would prevent conflict from arising when everyone would be receiving the same onboarding, the same understanding of the policies, and the same understanding of how they would apply it to their community. The training would be asynchronous so that employees can apply the knowledge that they have learned through the first part of onboarding and apply it to the scenarios that are provided in the training. And the training topic, the main topic would be that of circulation and how it's connected to a great customer service ethic and the values of the library. That is my presentation. Thank you for watching.